Step 3. When your mom comes to pick you up, do not, and I will repeat, do not drop the sick act. I remember feeling like life or death, because if I even cracked a little smile, my mother would send me straight back into school. I have to warn you though.
And straight to the adopted. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the fam. Now today, bro, we got I Hate School. Here's Why by Stay. Shout out Stay. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you guys want to see more type of that content. This is a new like animation channel that I'm barely seeing right now. Obviously, it's not new. They have 1 million subscribers, almost 2 million. So they're very well known, but it's the first time I'm seeing them. So yeah, this popped up my recommendation page, and I feel like this would be a pretty interesting video that we could probably all relate to in some way. So without further ado, man, so grab your popcorn and let's see.
I hate school.
Okay, buddy. All right. Yeah, we hate school. Let's not blow it up, though. At least not on Wednesdays.
Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Stay.
Hi,
Mr. Stay.
And I wasn't your typical hi. Hello.
Okay.
And
Are you in the wrong classroom, bud?
wasn't your typical book nerd or typical class clown or any other typical student. No. I was an escape artist. Instead of just sitting still and learning like every other good student, I would be hopping my school fence and running home. But
ain't no way you actually did that, bro. Like, what? I mean, that's some shit we all low-key be thinking of when school be getting hella annoying. You're like, man, if I just jump over this little fence and shit, because most of the time schools have not really big fences. Now, if you have those cage fences, barbed wire and shit, yeah. I mean, some schools are like that. Got security, all that shit. Yeah, you might live in a certain area or whatever. But I would say for the most part, the walls are not tall enough for us to not be able to climb. You feel me? Especially us the athletic ones and shit. And yeah, I be thinking about that sometimes. I remember.
And running home. But before you judge little me for being so naughty, there is a very good reason why I would do this. It's because I just couldn't pay attention. For some reason, when I was in school, my brain would go on shutdown mode and turn me into a zombie. While every other student could see this.
A is for apple, B is for booty, S is for subscribe.
I would see this. And the weirdest part about it is I like learning. It was just when I'm trapped in school, listening to boring teachers yap all day, my brain just says, no thank you, and disappears. This is why I
will say though, chat, this is low-key facts. Like, even though, yeah, most people are just gonna be like, well, you just gotta pay attention, it is what it is. And that's the truth. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta go to school, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I do understand the point. Like, some teachers teach very boringly, you know, and it's not probably always on the teachers, just their curriculum. They gotta, you know, teach it the way they've been teaching for the past like 10 whatever plus years they've been doing it. But there's like some teachers that teach very well and vibrantly, if that makes sense. Like, they teach in a way where it's engaging, you know, like they teach like they care about teaching, while as some teachers, they're just there for the paycheck. I ain't gonna lie. But like, hey, they don't get paid enough, so I really be understanding sometimes. But as a kid, that could kind of drive you crazy or get you so bored that you just don't want to be at school. And I can understand that from people that just like struggle to pay attention, especially if you have like ADHD or something, or you know, you just genuinely lose focus very fast. I mean, I feel like I do that sometimes. Like, I could get myself to focus, but sometimes my mind just be racing, bro, and I'm just like here, there at the same time.
Disappears. This is why I would escape school all the time, because even though my family and teachers don't believe me, it is still really true. And that is, I learned.
Bro really pulled up Roblox obby in real life, bro. Like, this is literally like a Roblox game, like escaping school obby.
Way more outside of school. School may work for 99.9% of other students, but me, I'm just a little different. Everything I learned was from reading books and studying on my computer in my bedroom. I taught myself.
I ain't gonna lie, that could be just as good, bro. I mean, with the internet nowadays, you can literally have any type of information at your fingertips. And if he's reading books and stuff, that's like the #1 essential thing to increasing your intelligence, chat. You didn't know, like, reading books is very essential for not only increasing just your vocabulary, but then the knowledge that you gather, especially if you read a lot of like non-fiction books. If you read fiction books, it's like whatever, it's mostly vocabulary, learning story and stuff and all that. But if you read non-fictional books, like actual, you know, self-help books, or like books about money, or books about economics and shit like that, you could literally teach yourself things about the world that you're gonna literally need for an adult. Whereas like learning fucking geometry and shit, you're never gonna use that as shit again. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of things in my bedroom, but my proudest achievement was I literally taught myself how to read. No joke. I was 10 years old and still couldn't read. Legit, my teachers never knew what to expect from me, because one day I was banging my head against the desk out of complete boredom. And the next, I was the best reader in the entire school. That's not even a joke. Within 6 months, I went from not being able to read one line from a 2-year-old's children book to reading every single book they had. But as you all,
that's actually an insane accomplishment if you think about that, chat. Only in 6 months, and he's better at reading than most of the other students or all the students. Like, that's crazy. But it also goes to show, if you put, you know, the work in on something consistently and with the passion, you can literally reach heights that you never thought of. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's reading or getting better at math or getting better at whatever you want to get better at, something you want to specialize in that you have a passion for. This is literally proof. I mean, you know, you could literally start from ground zero. I mean, bro couldn't even read a 2nd grade book, and now he's reading better than all the other students. Like, that's crazy.
Every single book they had. But as you all know, I wasn't always this genius, well-behaved student. No, at the start, I was actually quite the opposite. I would love.
Sorry, I have to say, I love this like animation style. I feel like it's different. It's almost like a stop motion in a sense, but like I don't know, the way it's moving is just so smooth. You know,
this well-behaved student.
I'm not explaining.
At the start, I was actually quite
I like the character
opposite.
too.
I would love to say real quick that I love my mother. Putting up and dealing with my annoying kid self. Every morning, me and my mother would battle, spending hours of our time just to get me dressed. And then once I was dressed, my mother had to go and get all the other school stuff ready. And devious baby Stay, noticing that my mother was distracted, I would strip down naked.
Oh my gosh. Bro, I thought he was about to say he's just gonna run out the house or something. Nah, bro, stripped to ball naked, bro.
I would always get punished, but it was worth it just to miss those extra few minutes of school. My mother would even
bro literally got whooped on purpose just so he could miss school. I like the dedication, bro. You gonna go somewhere far in life, man.
And say she'll take me into school completely naked, but I still had her beat because I didn't even care about that.
Oh my god!
One time I cooperated with my mother and went into school peacefully. My demands were very simple. I told her I'll go into school only if I can wear my favorite sheep costume. After my mother,
you know what? That's worth it, man. Just put on the sheep costume. He's not really harming nobody. It's just gonna be Halloween every single day.
Sheep costume. After my mother called the school and they said it was fine, I spent all day as a sheep. All the other kids were laughing at me, but I didn't care because I was a sheep. When getting naked didn't work, I had to try plan B, the runaway. While walking to school, I would run from my mother as fast as I can.
Oh yeah, yo, prayers to your mother, man. I know her cortisol was high every single day with your ass, bro. You can't just running away randomly, just doing a whole bunch of random shit, stripping down, not even caring if he goes to school, butt booty naked, like... Imagine being this kid's parent, bro.
No sense of danger when I was a kid, so I would literally just run straight into a public road. But my mother outsmarted me there too, because she just got one of those baby leash backpack things. But my mother,
yeah, you definitely need those type of things.
Recently told me that I actually really enjoyed this leash backpack. Apparently, I used to dangle on it like I was a spy, and I'd even forget sometimes that I was attached to it, and run as fast as possible, and I'd get jolted back.
Damn.
Eventually, we would reach.
Chat, have any of you guys had that leash when you were younger? Do you even remember that, bro? I ain't gonna lie, if you had this leash, your ass was a badass kid, bro. Or maybe not even bad, but you just had like ADHD. Like, you could not stay still for shit, bro. For a period, your parents that have to get a leash for you.
Eventually, we would reach the school, and I'd try my hardest to guilt trip my mother and look really, really cute, but she didn't care. She would personally take me to class as I was kicking and screaming. I even distinctly remember a teacher saying, "Don't worry, miss. He'll get embarrassed when the other kids see him crying, and he'll stop."
That's what they always say. Yeah, not this kid, man.
Oh, teacher, I took this as a personal challenge. I don't care what other people think of me, so I just went louder. Even though all these efforts never worked, and I still always ended up in school, my mother said I did this for 3 years.
3 years, chat. 360 times 3, money. Yo, shout out to mama, man. Shout out to mama. She had to deal with all this shit for 3 entire years. That's insane. Like, bro did not care about being embarrassed or nothing, so you can't even use that against him. And he actually takes it as a challenge. Like, man, fuck what anybody says. I don't care. And it's like, you know, overall, that's a good trait to have, like, in life, to just not care. But there's a certain level of care that you should probably have, you know? Like, you should care. You should care enough to not go outside butt booty naked. You know, you should care to probably not scream and act like a lunatic in public. should care that much. But just in general, like, you know, caring about people's opinions about you, or even like bullies at school, what they think or what they try to do and stuff. Like, that's a whole different subject. That's a whole different thing to get into on why like you just shouldn't care, because as you grow up, people are gonna talk, they gonna yap, they gonna say whatever the fuck they gotta say, and you just gotta not give a fuck. So that's where you gotta not give a fuck. But there's some things you should give a fuck.
For 3 years. Can I at least get an A star for effort? But little did my mother know, my mischievous plans had only just begun.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, young man. Get back to class.
Yo.
Oh man, stupid teacher. I heard that. This
That's
was
insane.
me as a baby. And I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you look like bad ass kid. You look like one of those kids on those compilations we be watching, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I might have to send you to that.
was a pretty cute baby. And I used this to my advantage. This is where my escaping school obsession started. I became so good at escaping school that I even had other kids sometimes asking me for advice on how to escape. My plan was very simple. Step 1, fake being sick. You want the teacher to come up to you, not you go up to them. Every time I went up to the teacher, they never believed me.
Never believed.
Step 2, when you're in the nurse's office, you have to convince the nurse you're super sick.
You gotta just fall out and die. Like that's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll still just give you an ice pack. Be like, well, this will work. Let's give you some ice pack. Just put it on your head and hopefully you come out of this coma.
Have to call your parents. Step 3, when your mom comes to pick you up, do not, and I will repeat, do not drop the sick act. I remember feeling like life or death, because if I even cracked a little smile, my mother would send me straight back into school. I have to warn you though.
And straight to the doctor's. Like, what the hell you faking being sick at school, bro? Yo, like, I feel like we kind of maybe have done this. Most of us try to act sick like before going to school, but acting sick during school, that's a whole nother thing, bro. But I mean, it's not that much different, to be honest. You could be feeling like a little tummy ache or get a little cough or something, and then you're like, wait, hold on, I could low-key get out of school today. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of take advantage of that. But yeah, if I tried this, it would be most likely like just being so tired, so exhausted, so sick, and I just can't even get up to get ready for school right now.
I did this so many times that
and then, you know, my ass will still have to get up because I have no choice.
I did this so many times that my mother got really good at noticing when I was faking. It got to the point where even the teachers weren't falling for it anymore. And this ended really badly. Because one morning, I woke up and I felt super bad.
Sick.
My mother...
Boy cried wolf, man. Keep lying, and then once you tell the truth, nobody believes you.
Of course, thought I was faking and sent me to school. No matter how much I told the teachers I was in pain, nobody believed me.
Wow.
But turns out I had severe appendicitis. This is when a little...
Oh my gosh. We just relate right here, my boy. We just relate. Appendicitis. Holy, how did you go to school with this? Holy. Well, mine was different because usually appendicitis, chat, it's like when your appendix is about to rupture. So most people go get the surgery and get it out before it ruptures, right? In my case, I was sick, like super sick. And it got to the point where, you know, parents kind of thought it was more of a stomach bug or something, and it ended up being appendicitis, but my shit burst inside me, bro. Pause. Appendix. Don't burst inside me no more. But no, for real though, like my appendix literally burst inside me, which made it, I mean, that's obviously very bad and dangerous because, you know, all the toxic things that your appendix kind of carries in there is just all over your stomach now, right? So I literally had to go, it was like in 6th to 7th grade. Sorry. It was like 7th grade though. I believe it was. And I was literally out for weeks because, and it was during Christmas time too. Oh my God. Sorry. This story just always gets me. But yeah, I had appendicitis. My shit burst. So I had to get like 2 surgeries because the first one didn't get everything out. I had to get a second one. I had to put a fucking tube up my nose. Now, oh my gosh, Chad, that was the worst experience of my life. I feel like I can still feel it, bro. Just imagine something going up your nose and then it has to go down. You know what I'm saying? Down your yo. It was the most uncomfortable, uncanny feeling I've ever felt in my life. It's worse, the worst. So yeah, bro. Yeah, appendicitis is no joke for sure. And it always creeps up on you too because it feels like you're just kind of getting sick. Your stomach just hurts. And then, bro, like that day that we went to the hospital, bro, I literally was like just cramped over. I couldn't move like up at all. And I like shit my pants, bro. Like it was so bad, bro.
Severe appendicitis. This is when a little organ called the appendix, which us humans use to eat grass, decides it wants to go boom boom, trying to explode and kill me from the inside. Literally. It wasn't until I got home and my mother saw me and realized...
You see how he's bent over like this? This is literally me, bro.
I got home and my mother saw me and realized her mistake. I was completely pale. I couldn't straighten my back and I was barely conscious. Even though I almost died, I'd like to say it was 100% worth it. I got to rub it in my mother's and my teacher's faces that they almost killed me.
That's true.
I got a few months off school. So who's the real winner here?
Oh yeah, this was like the best scenario for him, because not only, you know, he gets to play that sympathy card, everybody like, it's your fault, man, you didn't believe me, even though he was lying the whole damn time for like a whole 3 months prior. But anyways, and then on top of that, he gets to miss school because, yep, I missed school for a minute, bro. I was literally in there during Christmas. That was the only thing that kind of sucked about it. It was like I didn't really get to spend Christmas at home and shit, but it was cool. They had like a little fake ass Santa come in there or like with some dog, like a cool carrot dog and shit, and some presents. So it was pretty cool, bro.
Who's the real winner here? We're losing him. Get the defibrillator.
Defibrillators.
1, 2, 3.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
plenty more
Put it on his
strategies
dick.
I could teach you about escaping school. Like putting your head on the radiator to make you look like you have a fever.
Oh,
or
wow.
chewing up your lunchbox food and pretending to throw up in the toilets. Hell, I practically
That's
invented
insane.
the escaping school instruction manual.
Bro studied more how to escape school than anything in school in general. Like, bro, you put that energy into your study, man, that's straight ace.
It's time to move on to the big boy stuff. Something more challenging and worse than baby school could ever be. It's now time for high school. Reality
high
sets in
school.
as I'm not this cute, big-eyed kid anymore. Instead, I'm this short, pimple-faced teenager who stinks. I was
Ugh,
11
take a
years old
shower.
when I went to high school. Everyone was talking about the jobs they want to do when they grow up. Like a doctor, a bin man, beauty therapists. And every time someone asked me, I would always say, I don't know. But that was a lie. I knew
That's normal though, bro. I feel like a lot of people, I mean, especially just going straight into high school as a freshman, sometimes you kind of know what you're gonna do from middle school because you might like take specialized classes and stuff and get ready to take some courses in high school, like tailored to that. But I feel like it's normal for people to not even know what they're doing all the way up until a freaking senior year, bro. I mean, it's life. Like, life choices are very hard, but you should definitely start thinking about it. Like, I would recommend you're in high school, starting whatever, freshman, sophomore, you should start thinking about it because time will fly by very fast. I'm telling you that right now.
always say, I don't know, but that was a lie. I knew exactly what I wanted to be, a YouTuber. I would use all my free
Yes,
time in
sir.
school watching my favorite YouTubers, just dreaming of what it would be like to be one of them. And now I am one. To
Now
make
you
my
are,
dreams
yeah.
even bigger, just click subscribe. And hey, I'll even go back to school for a day just for a video. The only time I
No, he won't. And if he does go back, he will escape.
enjoyed school was when lunchtime came around. And yes, before you ask, I was that kid who would fully sprint through the hallways just to be the first one in the food line.
I ain't gonna lie, I did this a few times, man. I did in elementary, especially elementary, middle school. I did this the most. High school, I didn't give a fuck at that point. But yeah, elementary and middle school, I definitely did this, bro. Because low key, sometimes like the best things be running out if you wait too long, bro. You know, especially if it's like a specialty day, they have pizza or some like orange chicken or something. Like it will be gone if you're like in the middle of the back of the line, bro.
I'm not very proud of it. The only other time I enjoyed school was when it was time to leave and go home. But as you can probably tell, I had a lot of detention. Every lunch break I'd have detention. I'd have after school detention.
Damn.
Even one time I had 4 detentions at once. And I didn't even go to one.
Yo, what's happening here?
School detention. Damn. Even one time I had 4 detentions.
Why is it? I'm assuming this is like a science teacher. Why is he punching you, bro? What did you do, bro? Did you blow up the whole class with your chemist experiment?
I didn't even go to one of them. I got so good at even escaping my detentions that the teachers would team
Oh
up
my
and trap
gosh.
me. Just like this
That's
one
insane.
time, I had been caught by the teachers all
Oh.
day. I had no lunch, and they still wanted to keep me for after-school detention. But I had had enough. At the start of the after-school detention, my teacher had her back turned helping another student. I
She's
saw
cooked.
my chance, and I took it.
Never turn your back against stay, bro.
I saw my chance
Never.
and I took it, sneaking out the front door, even snatching her chocolate bar as revenge for not
wow.
letting me eat for the whole day. But little did I know this.
Yeah, I feel like that's fucked up, bro. Like, how do you not let a kid eat, bro? Even if they're in detention. I feel like that's literally inhumane, right? Like, how do you stop a kid from having lunch at least?
Little did I know this only got her furious. She personally called up my dad and told him she chased me around the school. And I knew this was a lie because I snuck around the back of the school, I hid in the bushes, and I was just laughing and watching as she got super mad. Stories like these
Jeez.
always led to interesting conversations at parents' evening. Shockingly, every teacher would tell my parents I was actually a very quiet and polite kid. And
Really?
they weren't lying. They would always say that I'm not loud or obnoxious or even really that much of a brat.
Okay, this motherfucking lying right here. 'Cause he was punching your ass. The other ones, maybe they could get away with it because they yelled and shit. He was literally... Bro, what was happening in that class? I still need to know.
Or even really that much of a brat. I was clearly just a kid who was bored and didn't want to be there. They would also say that I was a very kind kid with a heart of gold. This had my mother's jaw on the floor. Because at school, I was really quiet and polite, and I would only get into tiny bits of trouble. But at home, I was full of energy, bouncing off the walls and annoying everyone in my family.
Yo, I feel like that's kind of normal though, bro. Like at school, you're not really your full self. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're your school self, and then when you get home, you just be annoying and shit to your mom and shit, to your siblings and everything.
Most of the teachers would actually always feel sorry for me because I would always turn up to school with a new injury. I've broken 10 bones in my life, and every single one was on my left arm. I was probably the only.
Yo, okay, so that actually kind of explains maybe why his one arm is just all black. I was kind of just like thinking that in my head, like, you know, that's kind of a weird detail to have, but he kind of explained it right now. Well, I'm assuming that this is tied to why his arm is like that and his other arm is just regular.
Left arm. I was probably the only kid in the world who would like to break a bone, only because I would get a few weeks off school. Even though I write with my right hand, I would always trick the teachers and tell them that my writing hand is the one that's broke, and so they had to give me a laptop to do my work.
Yo, that's a good hack right there. You know, that's an ethical hack.
To do my work. But as I started to get older, school just felt like a prison. You have to go to your classroom cell. You get 20 minutes in the yard for free time. In the yard? You eat the same meals every day.
What the hell is that?
Meals, I would every morning get a bacon and bean baguette. This was the only meal I liked in the whole.
Hold on, bro. That's like some gourmet shit right here. I never got this type of.
Every morning get a bacon.
That looks good.
Bacon and bean baguette. This was the only meal I liked in the whole cafeteria. But one day, as I was eating one, I choked on a giant piece of bacon fat. I had somehow managed to swallow half of the fat while the rest of it was still in my mouth. I panicked and pulled the fat from what felt like my stomach and threw it on the ground. As I was catching my breath from.
Bro reached in his mouth for that. I ain't gonna lie, we would all do the same though. If we were choking like that, there's nobody around. I mean, you gotta go to extreme measures, my boy. You gotta be the throat goat at that point, man. Man, that's scary though. Like just the feeling of choking is so scary.
I was catching my breath from almost dying. The one and only headmaster came up to me. Instead of asking if I was alright or if I needed a glass of water, he saw me throw the food on the floor and thought I was littering. He made me pick it up with my bare hand. It was this.
Yo, I would be so pissed, bro. I would literally go off on this teacher or whatever the hell he is, bro. Like, dude, I was about to choke and die right now, and I just threw this on the ground. Shut your bitch ass up. Like, yeah, I was like super quiet and stuff in school too as well, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like if a teacher really tried me and was just being purposely disrespectful, shit, I was ready to go off on that motherfucker, man. Like I'll stand my ground. I ain't gonna get disrespected, man.
Disgusting. It had all like stones, hair, and bean juice all in it. Another reason why I hated school was because of the bathrooms. Everyone knows high school bathrooms are just a no-no. Sadly, little me didn't know this because on the first day of high school, I ate chicken curry from the cafeteria.
Oh, you're cooked.
It instantly hurt my stomach. I ran to the bathroom and was
eating anything spicy or eating a lot of dairy or eating, you know, like frijoles and shit. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you want your asshole to expand.
I ran to the bathroom and was horrified to find a gross, moldy, smelly, covered in wet toilet paper bathroom. Even though this bathroom was worse than hell, I still really had to go. And the worst thing ever that could ever
be smelling like weed, ass cheeks, and cheese sticks, man.
And the worst thing ever that could ever happen to a student happened to me. Three older kids came into the toilet. They instantly started hackling me, laughing, kicking the door.
Yo, I feel like this is so fucking weird to do though, bro. Like who just goes in a bathroom, like sees somebody in the stall, oh guys, let's go slam on this door. Like I can get it maybe if it's like your friends or something, but dude, like just doing it to a random ass student, like bro, really? Are we that ass, son? You guys are that bored?
Even stole my bag.
Adopted sin. That's what they need to go to.
Halfway through stealing my bag, one of them hopped on top of the stall and realized I wasn't who they thought I was. Turns out I had the same bag as their friend Jared. After they realized, they ran away, and I never went to the bathroom in school ever again.
Yeah, that sucks, bro. But at least the bright side of this is that the kids weren't just heckling a random student. They thought it was somebody. Like I said, if that was your friend or something, then I guess it's kind of a funny joke. I mean, don't do that shit on me though. Like, I'll get pissed off, man. If I'm taking a chorro, you in there slamming on the door, bro, I'm about to just open that shit and chorro on your face, bro. Like, that ass. You want to see what's funny? Catch this shit.
School ever again. This is Horace Mann, the inventor of literal hell, or in other words, he invented school. To billions of people around the world, he's known as a literal hero. But to me, he's the
I remember reading about Horace Mann before.
Literal hero. But to me, he's the devil. If I ever see him in the street, it's on sight.
What?
Huh? You gonna invent school again? Huh?
That's insane. Yo.
I just wanted to help people.
Okay.
My old baby school.
Yeah, at least he's peaceful in his space now.
My old baby school was so old and unsafe that it literally had to get knocked down and destroyed. All of my classmates were crying from sadness. But all I remember feeling was pure happiness.
Bro was so happy.
Gave me an idea. If I ever become a billionaire, I will buy all of my schools and personally destroy them.
Okay, buddy. I thought he was gonna say something wholesome, like, you know, make them into way better places with more fun things. No, he just wants to blow it up. Like, what the fuck? Bro really does hate school, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the dedication is real, man. Yo, this is a very, very great video. I love this animation style. I feel like it's different than anything we watched before, chat. I really love it. Like, it's definitely unique to stay, and this is really good, bro. Like, gives me the Animations vibes, but like upgraded animation type thing. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not like into the animated space, but this just looks very, very clean, and I like the personality and everything, bro. This is super nice. But yeah, chat, let me know if you guys relate to anything in this video. Let me know what you guys want me to react to next on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.